Hey, good morning, everybody. This is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Panoich. I just want to give a quick update on the storm. Now that we've had overnight to kind of sleep on it, you wake up and voila, here is a winter storm, and it's actually unfolding pretty close to what we expected. There are a couple things I'm noticing this morning, and it was hinted at a little bit last night in the model guidance. There was a subtle shift to the west with the snow, and the other thing that's happening, it's starting a little bit quicker than I anticipated. I thought the initial snow would have a tough time reaching the ground, and make no doubt, bones about it, and no doubt about it, that some of the snow moving into the Carolinas, especially, is evaporating. But we are getting a trace report now up here towards Forsyth County, and we're getting some amounts in the mountains, but it's still extremely light. The one thing you're noticing here is that little disturbance I talked about last night that came out of Colorado and Oklahoma. It helped enhance the snow on the northern fringe, and it also tugged everything back. What I mean by that is we've got two pieces of energy. I'm going to turn everything off here for a second, except for the radar, so you guys can still see the radar. So there's our system. It looks pretty nice. I'm going to put up what we call 500 millibar vorticity, and there was a piece of energy up here to the north and one to the south. This one to the north is pretty strong. And the one to the south, which has a tough time getting picked up in the models because of where it's coming from, they're kind of phasing together pretty well, which is tugging everything back to the northwest. Just a hint. I don't think it's going to have a huge impact on totals because the heavy snow band is still going to stay down here to the south and east of Charlotte, but it is going to give us a longer period of light snow across the western Carolinas. So at this point, it's really easy, and I said this yesterday, everybody's going to see snow. Quit saying, no, you're not going to see snow. It is going to snow everywhere. The only question we're talking about this morning is how much. Some of you may just get a dusting to a trace. It may just snow and not a big deal. Others, an inch to 2 inches, and then as you go east, 3 to 4. Still going 1 to 2 inches in the Charlotte area. I think our high-end ceiling is going to be 3 inches. So let's do a couple things here real quickly. We'll start looking at some model data. The first model I'm going to look at is something we refer to as the high resolution rapid refresh model. It's the HER, if you put a lot of R's in there. And what we're going to look at, this updates every 3 hours, and it's a high resolution model, and it corrects itself every 3 hours too because it gets new data in. Let's take a look at what it's doing with the precipitation. Again, we're not breaking this out by snow, sleet, or freezing rain, but if you look carefully on the radar will definitely tell you where that line is, where the ice and sleet is. Usually on radar, snow looks just like it does in real life. It looks very feathery and faint on the returns because of the shape of the snowflakes. The one thing you're noticing on here is the heavy snow band moves into Charlotte in areas west. So this is something I'm looking at with you right now for the first time that's making me think maybe we are going to see maybe a little bit more. Maybe that high end 3 inches is looking a more probable right now. And this is going to go into 7 p.m. tonight. So the one thing you're noticing right now, maybe a little earlier start. The heavy snow actually comes in heavier as well. I thought we'd start 1, 2, 3 o'clock with the light stuff and then pick up by 6 or 7. Light stuff looks like it's starting right now, and the heavy stuff's going to be around 2, 3, 4, and really last into the evening. So here's a whole 12-hour run of that. We'll back it up here, and we'll take a look at, let's look at precipitation type. I think this will help you understand what's going on here. This is obviously the blue is the snow. The red is a mix or freezing rain, and the orange or yellow, depending on how your computer looks, is going to be ice pellets, sleet, essentially. So there you go. Pretty solid shield of snow. Now, how much is that? Let's back it up. We'll look at snow depth here. We'll see if we can get a snow depth out of this. I don't think this model actually produces snow depth, so we may have to look at 3-hour snowfall. There we go. So this will give you a good idea on how this is going to progress. And again, the reason this moves is this is only 3-hour snowfall. This is not all snowfall over the duration. So we'll go into this afternoon. This is 2 p.m. This is 3 to 4 to 5 p.m. And then we get into the evening hours, 6, 7, and you can see how the snow moves in. So you're talking maybe some higher totals to the west now if the HRR verifies. It may be picking up on something. Let's look at the other model. This is the rapid update model, or the RAP, sometimes referred to it as that. I do not believe, yeah, they have snow total. So this will be snow total. Same thing, a short range, high resolution model that gets rerun every 3 hours, so it kind of self-corrects. And we'll put this out 18 hours. Now again, this only goes out to 18 hours, which goes out to the middle of tonight. So the one thing you notice right off the bat Around Charlotte, just to let you know, that's 2.3 inches in Charlotte. Down here towards Monroe, that's about 3.8. Down here is 4 inches. Raleigh, about 4 inches. So the interesting thing is all the short-range models have done something this morning and really starting last night, started pulling the heavy snow band away from the coast. So out here, you're thinking, oh, it's not going to snow. Well, the problem there, it's not going to be snow. It's likely going to be a big mega ice storm now because that shallow Arctic air is still at the coast. The problem is the warm nose or the warm layer loft is going to overwhelm it. So that's a quick update. I'm going to probably head into work here in about another hour or two, right after the midday show, maybe a little bit after that. I think we're in for a pretty long afternoon here. And just the updated information, I would spread this around that the snow's coming in a little bit quicker and it might be a little heavier around Charlotte. So if schools get out by 2 or 3, probably going to be okay. But those businesses and schools getting out 4 or 5 in the evening, there's going to be a pretty high impact on that travel time. So that's a quick update on what we're seeing right now. I'll turn the model data off. We'll turn everything back on. There's a look at our storm system. Obviously, temperature is only 28. We ain't getting above freezing today, so anything that falls is going to stick. Please be safe out there. Hope you're prepared. And if you have to head out, just remember, take it slow. Drive slow. No sudden turns of the wheel. No braking. Just give yourself a lot of extra room out there. And the worst of the weather is going to be tonight after sunset because not only is the temperature going to be below freezing, which it already is, but it's going to get even colder down into the teens. So please prepare yourself now. You got a couple more hours. The worst of the weather will be here mid-afternoon into the evening. I'll see you today on TV starting at 4, 5, and 6 on NBC Charlotte. And of course, always available online, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, WCNC.com. You can always get a hold of me. Check my updates on all those pages. I'll see you today at 4.